Hi guys, this is Tally and Trevere, and you're here watching more Amarantus. So last time we continued making our way to the capital with bonus Ghost Mom commentary on occasion. Um, so yeah, we're currently just about at the Summer Palace, and we've had some some interesting Ghost Mom bits. We finally learned how to pronounce Reckon's name, although I'm, not confident in my pronunciation, but I'll try my best. Um, and it seems like she doesn't remember him, or at least she doesn't recognize his name, which is very much a shame. I really hope we can get them to interact at some point. I'm honestly kind of mad at Arik for keeping her a secret. Like, are you serious, man? One of your party members is literally a telepath. Like, trying to keep secrets is an endeavor and a half. Like, why would you go to such lengths just to make sure nobody knows about your spooky brain ghost mom? Like, just tell them. Just tell them. Or if not tell them, then at least, let Reckon know. That wouldn't even require any effort on your part. Come on. You're just making things so much more difficult for everyone. Well, maybe not for everyone, but at least for yourself. Hey, Radio. Thanks for joining. Yeah, no worries. I know you're in later time zones. What did you miss? Well, we are making our way towards the capital, as always. We were on a ship for a while. Let's see. In the process, Rayanne also got injured, so she lost an eye and also got a dramatic haircut and whatnot. We have been talking some more with Ghost Mom. She corrected our pronunciation of Reckon's name. It's Rahan is my best guess. I'm bad at pronouncing things. But anyway, we know his name finally. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier, she doesn't seem to recognize it. She doesn't seem to remember who he is. I still think that my theory is correct, though. I think she just doesn't really remember her past because of, her weird ghost status. Yeah, very mysterious. I don't know what she is exactly and like why she is in Arik's head. I think it's related to the stuff that Rahan, I'm going to try to use his actual name, but it's going to be difficult, told us at some point in a previous playthrough about legacies and how they have a concept of like a literal thing that's left behind when someone dies. And I feel like that's what this ghost kind of is. But yeah, I don't really know the like metaphysical specifics of Brain Ghost Mom. Anyway, let's see. What are some other important details? Also on the subject of Brain Ghost Mom, Arik has decided to keep her a secret, which pisses me off, because I feel like, it, if at least Rahan knew about her, they would be able to put some puzzle pieces together, right? Hopefully, probably. But no, he has to be difficult. He has to try to keep secrets from the literal telepath. Like, what are you doing, Arik? Anyway, so our current plan is we just got off our ship and we are looking for like an abandoned palace that we were hoping to make our hideout for a while before making the final sort of push towards the capital and, towards confronting the Lord. So that's what we're doing now. Also, we are officially dating Marius now. I tried to propose that we do like a poly situation with him and Rayanne, but he didn't take that well. I think I screwed that up for this run. But we did manage to get Marius by himself. So, we have that going now. What else did we have happen last time? I think those are kind of the main highlights. Anyway, let's get going. By learning more, we somehow know less. We've learned some things, but yeah, there's still been no official confirmation of any of my theories. We will likely be able to finish the game this stream, hopefully, maybe. There's still a decent amount left, and also, like, I don't know how long the ending is going to be this time. I'm assuming there's going to be more to it than previously. If we do finish the game, though, I don't think that's going to be the end of this playthrough. I think I'm going to still keep doing a couple of more runs just to see if I can get, you know, more different endings on this route. Anyway, I guess that's enough rambling. Let's get into it. We're camping here tonight, then. So yeah, you can see Rayanne has a new look. Back in a moment. Surely we should have seen the palace by now. The castle in the capital towers over the city. I'm not staying in any haunted camp if someone's about to suggest... You're in good company there, because I'd rather get back on the boat. I've had enough of the sea. Back here, a bunch of... Motherfucker! Marius? Where Marius stood is now a dark hole in the undergrowth. Alive! Filthy. Alive. It's... Are these stairs? So, of course, down we go. The rough-hewn stone steps lead down into an underground passageway, flat and winding for a way. The walls are lined with old torch brackets, roots working their way through the ceiling. The passage underfoot is lumpy with disuse. We walk in single file, though it's wide enough that we could walk side by side. With only 2 lamps between the 5 of us, we're slow, but not alarmed, yet. The path turns into carved stairs leading up through a rock-lined corridor, dark and damp, moisture beating on the walls and the sound of the ocean echoing in the distance. I think we're all holding our breaths. Or we would be if the steps weren't so steep. No breath left for chatting. There's light. Up ahead. The roof of the cave is pinpricked, like a sky of grassy stars. To our left, the sky peeks through stone latticework. To the right, an entire structure of doors and windows and staircases is carved right into the wall. Did they ever say the Summer Palace was a building? The air in here is thick and damp, spiderwebs drifting across every surface. Tracks from creatures along the walls, and are there glowworms up near the ceiling? Hang on, I want to see too. Oh, wow. The balcony is carved right into the Lord's steps, overlooking the water. I run my hands across the beautifully carved balustrade and look right out across the endless ocean. The waves crash, so far down below it feels like vertigo. Aw. A few meters away, pushed up against a railing, is a carved wooden table, modeled from the salty air. 2 seats are drawn up close together. Shit, you think... Nah, those have not been moved in a long time. Aw. Who do you think it was? Guess we're not the first squatters. Not... Oh, I'm sure the Lord loves sneaking out here for the fresh sea air between bouts of tyranny. And it's not like he's gonna send anyone else to his holiday house. I hope they enjoyed the time they had, whoever it was. He strokes the back of the chair. I look up along the cliff. Tree roots creep down from the surface, weave through the wall. That's why we could barely spot it. I'm going inside to try to find out more. You coming? Yeah, right behind you. Echo! 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 I don't want to take a seat. Not in chairs so haunted. I can hear hurrying footsteps bouncing against the rocks. Whispered voices, flickers in the hollowed windows. The sound's not as loud as I would have guessed. The walls are all grown over with green and gray moss or lichen or whatever it is. I scratch at it with a fingernail. It's maybe a centimeter or so or two thick, soft and moist and dampening any echoes. For all that it's been abandoned, there was a home here. The Major and I have found the linen cupboard, and it's in dire need of airing. We drape sheets and blankets over the balcony into the breeze, weighted against the wind by a few shards of shattered tiles, and the must airs right out. Armory! Emptied, but armory. It's a small room near the entrance. Floor scuffed and racks lined up on the walls. It would have been restocked and cleaned out with the ebb and flow of the court. Kitchen! There's an oven! The kitchen's on the highest floor. Oven and stove hollowed out with a stone chimney cutting through the roof. There's a table, even plates and cutlery. Dry mold crumbled on the porcelain. I really hope wherever they are now, they're okay. You're really invested in this narrative, aren't you? Aren't you? I am curious. The squatters seem to have only used 3 bedrooms. One is enormous, not the largest, the Lord's designated room, but big. Ray digs out a crumpled shirt from beneath the bed. On the far side of the palace, Rahan finds a pile of stained sheets heaped in a corner of one bedroom, and in another, Rayanne spots shiny smooth patches worn by pacing feet. This could have been us. The people in this place, they might have been like me. And us, now. Heckler? Revolutionaries? Oh, both. How can you tell? The people hiding out here can't have been with the Lord, not living the way they were. Why make not only a life, a home here, and then leave? They swept the floor, but left sheets piled on the bed. They wanted, waited, planned, and then they failed. He lived. Achler rebels right under the Lord's nose. I could feel it echoing off the walls. They left a legacy here, a story that faded and fell apart. What do you mean, a legacy? Wait, I know this one. Legacies in Achlau, they're the parts of your mind, your thoughts, that you leave in someone else's mind. Exactly. I think that's exactly what Ghost Mom is. The bits of you that take hold in someone else's head and stay there even after you're dead. I mean, this also sounds like it could be something more metaphorical, but I think Ghost Mom is this in, like, the most literal sense. Alright, Terry-san. How do you know that? Because he's got a ghost mom that tells him things. Someone must have found Akhlao fascinating enough to talk to me about it. Yeah, someone. So, what can you tell us about what happened to those two? There are 3 bedrooms. Fine, fine. Those however many. It's like a song in the back of your head that you know, but the words and music, nothing quite comes. But it's good. It's okay. It's home. I love the dynamic between those two. Why are they so cute? Like, we barely hear them talk to each other, because, I mean, they both kind of don't talk much in general, the Major especially, but cute, still. Has anyone called any of the rooms yet? Because I know where I want. I take a small room beneath the one where we found the shirt. Marius watches me pick my room out and immediately goes for the one next door. Yeah, their boy next to us. Murray claims a room which looks straight out through the lattices across the ocean. The Major takes the one next to her. Can we get those two together? Please. I don't think we can in this run, but I can hope. All of these childish games. Reckon's the only one to go all the way upstairs, to confront the abandoned room directly. Huh. I think that's the first time Arx called him Reckon after finding out the actual name. For a moment he stands frozen in the doorway, head leaning weakly against the dorm frame. Then he comes to himself and instead takes the room next to it. A tiny nook of a thing that looks like storage. It feels like forever since I last slept in a proper bed. I can't get to sleep. Me neither now. Good. If you're awake, I'm coming in. I'm warning you now, if you want to... I literally just want to sleep. I was in my stony, mildewy, uncomfy cave, and I was like... What am I doing in here when Rick is right next door, and he smells really good? Way better than this. So, that's all I want. To fall asleep breathing you in tonight. If you don't mind. Aw. Don't pretend that's all it'll be. I know you're a limpet. Yeah, but only when I'm asleep. I've got no control over that right now. I think we went big spoon last time, so little spoon. Little spoon. I roll over and let him crawl into the bed behind me. He wraps his arms loosely around my waist and rests his chin against my shoulder. Scratchy? Yeah, but it's okay. Cute. The light in here is all wrong. The air's gone moist and mossy. Marion? I wonder if it's being affected by our current surroundings. I don't know where this is. She's lying in the grass, fingers digging into the dirt. What's wrong? What is this? Did you find this somewhere? Why have you brought it to me? I wanted to share the summer palace with you. I didn't think it'd do this. Huh. That's interesting. How much control does he have over this? Is it kind of like a lucid dream where he can kind of change things? Doesn't that seem odd to you? Can't you make something of that? What? I don't want to go too strong just yet. Not just yet, but I didn't think this push would push her so far. But I have to do something, don't I? I need to know. She needs to know. Or remember. So does he think that the summer palace is linked to her memories? That she would remember it specifically? We found the summer palace. It's been abandoned some 20-odd years, I think. It feels a bit like this. Carved into the cliff face, out of a cave. Like this. And you brought it here for me. Or you did. But you couldn't bring me the fountain. How does she know there's a fountain? Did Art tell her? Sorry. I'll try to grab it next time. Did Ark literally say that there was a fountain just a second ago and I just completely forgot about it? And a blanket. There's a balcony that overlooks the sea, and we found 2 wooden chairs pulled up beside it. Salt-worn and aged, but beautifully carved. Marius couldn't stop wondering about them. He figured they were squatters who came across the palace, just like us, after it had been abandoned. Rahan thought they were probably like him, in one way or another. Like us. Waiting, planning, carving themselves into the space. And what did you figure? It made me wonder if they were like us, in whatever way, in any way. What happened to them after they left? Oh, we all wonder. There's your problem with wonder. Wonder's a means to an end. And if it's not that, it's needling at the holes in yourself until you fray to pieces. Don't let yourself wander apart if you can't find a way to transform it. I'm trying. It just seems like every way I got falls through. It's very frustrating. I was really hoping to get more Ghost Mom commentary on my, relationships. Is she gonna comment on me and Marius? I hope she does at some point. She better. I want Ghost Mom to judge me. I know she's not gonna be judging me harshly, but, you know. The air is damp and dewy. Weak yellow-green light oozing through the slits of window. A buzz comes in from the corridor. Murmured words rebounding off the rock. Okay, out of bedtime. Can I, or is... Yeah, I was gonna say. Needs a look of disapproval, Mom. Even if it is approval, I just want Ghost Mom to comment on it. Come on. Give me your blessing. Marius has got his arms around me so tightly that I have to give him a pillow to hug instead before he lets me go. Oh, Marius. What a sweet boy. I love him. Eyes still bleary, I reach for my vest. Sorry. Murray and Rahan are seated by the side of the pool. I recognize the dishes they're scrubbing, from the ancient table settings in the dining room. Good morning. Morning. Plans for the day? Scout out some more, get to grips. He's convinced there's useful information somewhere here. A bit more ambition, please. Murray, you've been to the capital, right? Marius also. And El has me. I only get one shot at getting there. We go when we're ready, and not a moment before. We have to do it right. And does it behoove you to tell us what we're going to do? We'll have to send people to scout out the castle. The plan will depend on what we find. So you have nothing planned? The plan's always been revolution. The steps, well, I regret to inform you that I am indeed lacking in steps thus far. That is completely ridiculous. How do you go on a quest to start a revolution and not think of any steps for how you're actually going to do your revolution? Arik, what the hell is going on in your mind? Oh, I'm not surprised, my dear. I was only observing. But this has worked out so far. So far. Fuck you. Unnecessary. Fuck you anyway. Doesn't have to be necessary. Let him be, Rayanne. Oh, and you can go to absolute actual hell. He did kind of dump her to be with me, so I guess she's still salty. Let me be, sailor boy. Where's breakfast? You can sort your own out once we have a chance to actually... Murray waves around the dishes in her hands, gestures to the other dishes Rahan is balancing on his arms. You can help her finish them off. Something on the surface is prickling at me. Nothing for you all to be concerned about, just prickly. Sell it as being on guard for us. That's more convincing. How? Riche. Utilitarianism is cultureless. Oh, sure, like mind debt. We all agree that's part of a functional society, yes? I just need to feel it out. It should be fast. Right. And everyone else? I'm gonna go throw a knife at some things. My aim is dog shit right now. Nobody come too close. Marius draws his hair back with both hands. It's almost long enough to tie into an itty-bitty ponytail. Must address this later. His eyes meet mine for a moment. He must see something there, because he stands a little bit taller, pulls his shoulders tighter. She does look cute with that short haircut and eye patch. Yeah, I liked her old look too, but I think this one kind of fits her scrappy personality more. I'm good. I'm fine. Of course. I'm going to go and enjoy the view. I'll be in the area. I'll be around. Find me if anything comes up. What am I going to do? I need to give them grand strategy, part to play in a bigger story. Not being able to give them that is wearing us all down. I just don't know enough. I don't know enough. I don't know enough! How did Rahan feel when he first came to his forest? Any day he would leave, with just one more day to gather himself, one more night to sleep sound, and then 7 years gone and the future no closer. It would be so easy. Huh? Someone's calling me. Rahan? A winding way away from the cave entrance, there's an enormous, gnarled tree. Rahan sits on a low branch, shoulders hunched, like he's nostalgic for the old days. I always have been. Ari. Did you want me for something? No. This is also super interesting. It seems like Rahan didn't actually call him, but Arik felt something, presumably? Which is interesting. I wonder if Arik has some amount of some sort of telepathic ability, even if it's just a little bit. Always the surprises. I don't think I could bear anyone else right now. It costs so much to put thought into words. How do you all do it? Honestly, kind of mood. Putting things into words is really hard. Are you okay? No. I draw closer. Rocks are stacked in a small pile beneath the tree, nestled in the shade. They're overgrown with moss. Do you think this could be? I thought this was a safe place. A good place. Not for the Lord, but for whoever they were. But that feels like a grave. I don't know. I don't know anything. I put another rock on the cairn. If I die, could you tell everyone that I wouldn't mind a little pile of rocks? A gravestone's a target. Ash, that's gone. You want something that's going to last forever. You build a little pile of rocks in the dark. People find it, and they add another rock. They think, this is me making something that'll always last. Eternity is a pile of rocks in a place one or two people go. I was always trying to remember if that scene in the other ending where Reckon is by himself, was it here? Was he making a little rock pile for Arik? I don't remember where that the background was in that scene. But I do wonder if he made the rock pile. Your presence lingers and accumulates with each person who goes past. I'll pass your wishes on to your friends. If I had my truthers, I'd leave more than just that pile of rocks. But sure, if I wind up dead, you tell him I said that. Are you going to wind up dead? Please, can you be the only person here I don't have that conversation with? Out loud, at least. Bear with me. It seems distasteful to put this into words, but when words are all you have. When I first came here, all I wanted was to find out what had happened. Killing Kodal was never my mission. If it was yours, then so be it, but every inch of your land is so hostile. Every beautiful thing broken. And you think that you can fix that. If everything you're dreading comes to pass, then I will see this through. That makes me wonder if I need to be here. It'd be easier for you to do this alone than for us to do it together. But I didn't. I am only here with all of you, Ari. And I would stay here without you. But it is a with until it must be a without. All this for one pile of rocks. There must be tiny unmarked graves all across the world. And for each grave, people who never knew. And yet we always think we will. When you are scared and sad, and fear everything may not end as you wish, you should know that there are still people left. People who believe in what you try to do. A with until it must be a without, huh? I feel like I've heard that phrase so many times already. I don't remember if it was always like in the same context, or if it's just something that Rahan likes to say a lot in different contexts. But I feel like it's come up so many times now. Oh. I like the sound of that. Are you feeling better? Oh, no, not so much. But sometimes you have to let yourself sink before you start to swim. Having said that, how do you lot swim up? In a metaphorical sense? When you feel bad, how do you stop feeling bad? Some people say talk about it, I guess. Or you try to look on the bright side. How do you do it? Well, communally, for one. It's difficult to describe. You put yourself around the right sort of people and soak up what you need. But without anyone, I suppose I'll just feel bad for a while. Yes, you can leave me to it. I can see Moray's back, spine hunched, cane propped up against the side of the table. She might be taking a nap. I let her be. Marius and Rayanne are shouting back in the cave. Marius is giving as good as he gets. Maybe this is their last go-around. Where's she off to? Rahan looks ready for a conversation, and might not have noticed me yet. This might be the first time I've ever caught him off guard. I duck back down the corridor, past the room where Marius and Rayanne are still arguing, and hide. Why is he trying to hide here? Like, you don't have to eavesdrop on them, come on. I mean, I want to know what they're talking about, but from here, I should be able to overhear their conversation. But Marius and Rayanne should drown out my thoughts. Ever since Rahan joined the team, we've kept no thoughts to ourselves. I don't think he would resent me taking a shot back. Hell has me. Whatever he needed to pick himself up, I don't think he's found it yet. And I don't think he's looking to the Major for it. Ray wanted to talk to you, you know. I know. It would not be so bad, would it? And it would not be so hard. I can't. Teresa needs me to be... I cannot be that. I know. I won't, if you would prefer it. I wonder, too. That's his business. I won't. I love these conversations. I will not. Yet the work may still need to be done. The labor still in need. It is your task. You are allowed to want, Anna. You are as allowed to deserve as I am. This is not my world to want from. All right. But you could, if you wanted to. Are they trying to confuse us even more? Yep. Conversation where you can only hear one side. Oh boy. To be honest, I'm not even sure what... Whoops. I meant to check the history. I'm not even sure what the heck they're talking about. I feel like we've had different conversations like this between them. So I don't know if I can compare it to the other ones, because they've been different. It depends on which route I'm on. I mean, okay, some of this is about Rahan trying to encourage the Major to pursue a relationship with Murray, I think. Because they are into each other, but it takes some convincing to get them together. About the work that still needs to be done. I don't know what specifically he's talking about there. Presumably something about, you know, the revolution. Yeah, the "you are allowed to want" is presumably also about Murray. Say what? Yeah. Yeah, I guess we haven't really done any of the scenes between them in this route. Because we've mostly been hanging out with Marius and Rayanne and a little bit of Rahan, however you say it. Yeah, we haven't really had much Murray and the Major over on this route. Yeah, this is not my world to want from. Poor Major. I don't mind him. Despite it all. I do wonder about the despite it all. I think... I mean, I think the him that he's referring to, that she's referring to, I'm pretty sure is Arik. Despite it all, it makes me wonder if she knows things about Arik. If she, like, knows his background. And we need not betray that. We... Oh, I love her little face there. It's almost a little bit of a smile. You and I can do what must be done. They're always in cahoots. I do love their relationship. Even just the little snippets that we get of it. They're like the responsible ones of this party. They're trying to keep everything together. Maybe she also knows about the ghost mom. I wouldn't expect her to, but I don't know. I'm not in over my head. I'm not. Whatever Rahan is going through, whatever they're going through, whatever this means for Marion, I'm still handling this. I still get them. I still know what we need. I still have this under control. I need to breathe. Away from the stifling, echoing, crushing weight. The weight of years and peoples and bonds and history and... Rahan can take a hit. He'll pick himself back up. He has to pick himself back up. But not just Rahan. I know what I have to do. I know what I'm here to do, and I know that I have to bring them with me. I wonder about this too, because like he said that he doesn't have a plan for the revolution. So is he saying that what he needs to do is just, you know, confront the Lord, start a revolution? Or does he actually have some more specific plan in mind that he's just not telling everyone else about? I know it. I knew what it would do to me when we started. I knew there were only two ways I'd end this. But for them, what we do now and what they learn about themselves will keep on echoing for the rest of their lives. They're fraying, aren't they? A thread at a time. How often have people failed and tried and come through here, holding hopes and plans for who they were and what they would become? How many of those plans have ended here? What do I have left? I have Tari, dragged from the house coughing blood. Mal, eyes afraid, voice peaking and breaking. I have Marae, and Marae could have had so much more. She was more. Marius, eyes aglow like the man he'd grow up to be if it had all gone right. Marius deserves everything I can steal for him. The Major, still stained with Rayanne's blood. It doesn't matter whether she's here for the money or the ideals, because she's still here. Rayanne, shaky and uncertain and questioning and grasping. So unreliable, she's reliable. It beats in Rahan just like in me, closer in kin than anyone else here. The knowledge that we are the only ones who can correct Kodah's injustice. There's someone who will never be put to rest until we've done this. And that is the only way we can win ourselves back. Someone who will never be put to rest definitely makes me think Ghost Mom. And Marion. I always have Marion. Who am I to lead them? Ari. Yes. Oh. What's wrong? 1 week. We have 1 week to get to Kodah. We need a plan now. Your face. Did someone find you? Are they still... What? No. He touches his fingers to his bloody nose with mild surprise. Oh, no, that was Rayanne. I riled her up a bit. I needed her to... You needed me to pick myself up. No, see here. Your Kodah, he's leaving the country in maybe a week. Maybe to Akhla. We've got his location until then he's gone. So we move now. Or we let it go. Then we move now. Who was it that you caught this from? Doesn't matter. The whole court knows that he'll be gone in a week. I do kind of wonder about this, that he doesn't answer the question. Part of me has always kind of wondered if he was lying. That he was just like, we need some kind of motivation, and I'm just gonna make one up. But, I don't know. It could be an annual trip. Maybe he likes to go hunting. And by hunting, I mean peasant hunting. Is that an attempt on at bailing on the mission? I'm not sure what you're referring to specifically. What's today's date? Does it matter? 1 week. It could matter. Any other ideas what the event could be? Hello? Diplomatic? Oh, he said we move now or we let it go. Yeah. Yeah. I think he was just afraid of them getting, you know, stuck there. It's just like, we have to make a decision, one way or another. Now or never. Maybe he's got some kind of horrible slaughter planned and he doesn't trust his people to do it properly. But yeah, I do think that his intention was for us to actually do it. It's not summer, is it? Oh my god. Mid-autumn. I wonder how long this entire journey has taken, that they all don't know what season it is. Oh shit, I might have missed my birthday. You are looking all old and wrinkly and pretty gross. Aha. So he's not coming here. But come to think of it, if this is the summer palace, it's going to be freezing in a month or two. Oh yeah, our old summer house. The whole point was keeping it cool. Water froze over in winter. Rich boy. 1 week. So we've got double deadlines. That's good, isn't it? Good. Great. I'm in the bad camp here? How do your minds work? We think we're ready. Doesn't that usually suggest you're not? You're not. Ari, you do it now, or else it wears you down until the next people come. Where do you suggest we begin? Stop pretending that you have no plan when you're afraid your plan is bad. You want to confront him. First thing that comes into your mind. Go. We plan it out properly. Get to him quietly. Confront him. Have him explain himself. Sharp. Efficient. Kind of pathetic. That option might come naturally to Ari, but it isn't all we have. You can all be heard. Wait. Before we go any further, it's not only us and him. There's Mal and Tari to consider too, Arik. They're miles away from this entire situation. No, they're not. The Major and I asked around when we were organizing the ship, in case they'd made it anywhere, or started anything. Rahan told me they went through the forest back when this all started. They were meant to be gone. They're being executed. For treason. No date set, but everyone had heard about it. You're only bringing this up now? There was nothing we could do until now. I mean, maybe, but we could have, you know, sped things up on our plans. We wouldn't be just loafing around here if we knew that Arik's parents were getting executed. But they're there, and we could help them. We might never see them again. It's not... You wouldn't be giving up on them. You'd be keeping focused. You can't save everyone. Marius. Sure, pick on the guy who also got kicked out of his house by his parents. I don't know, man. I'd be there right now if I could. But I'd only do that on my own standards. Aren't there questions they could answer? Let's, I guess, give this a save. But yeah, I think let's keep them in mind. Let's keep them in mind. I've got a lot of questions for them. I'm sick of not knowing things. There's so much they did for me that I'll never be able to pay back. They're only there because they got me out. This is my responsibility. Listen to you. All right. Who's first? If you want to plan, you need to plan big. Plan the world. What are you thinking? You're squirming away from it. Oh, no, that's too messy. But you need to do whatever it takes. Proper show of force always gives you the advantage. So I vote we rock up, we look vicious, and we look powerful, and we look intimidating, and we've got shit on our side they can't even imagine. We tear apart everything in our way until we make it to court, and chop! Off goes his head. Hell, then we go downstairs and let all the prisoners out. There you go. Parent saved. You're welcome. Yikes. You think that's a reasonable thing to do? You want to win? I agree with Rayanne. Solid plan. A little. Let me speak. Taking out the Lord needs to be a statement in itself. We need to speak to him. Just walk up all diplomatic-like? Rayanne mimes her throat being slit. See, that's why I almost disagree with Auric. Can't confront him quietly or secretly. No, we need to be obvious. We need to use the right channels. If we surrender, and we plead for a public audience, we get an equal playing field, talk everything through, and come to an agreement. We keep dismissing him. The man has kept our country alive for 20 years. Of course I think he's a tyrant, but the man has a mind. We can appeal to it. And maybe he'll even let Malantari go once he has what he wants. Oh my god. Major, you're very quiet. More so than usual. I support your plan, sir. Efficient. Effective. Easy to make a stop by the dungeons on the way. Ari. I get it. Maybe one choice seems natural to you, but compromise is natural too. I don't think there's anything wrong with reason and rationality. There are so many kinds of pragmatism. Stop taking away his one chance to matter. Your orders until the end, sir. Lord our Father, am I in over my head? Out loud. I'll do the quick save. Interesting that on this route, Auric proposed the sneaky way. Because I thought I was being very pacifist this route. I assumed that I would be doing Moray's way. I mean, my intention for this route was to be pacifist, so maybe I should stick with Moray's way. I guess we can do both. We can save and then come back. I find that in the other route, at least, the sneaky way had the most interesting options. But I think let's try committing to our pacifism for a start. One thing I don't understand, what the general population think about this lord we're supposed to kill or dethrone? Everyone seems to basically hate him. Yeah, he's not very popular. we're surrendering, and we're going to talk to him. Oh, Arik. Lord Kodat is unpredictable. It's too easy to underestimate him. We need to get Rahan near him, and we need to get Kodat thinking about the things we need to know. We're going to need me in the room. We need Rahan in the room. We need Kodat in the mood to talk. So we surrender. And we all need to surrender because I need all the power I can sum up, and you are all the power I have. I need my friends to have my back. Like you always have. I don't understand you at all.
Wait, is this a good thing? I think it's meant to be a good thing.
You are dead to me. This is the first time I've been paid to lay down my rifle. And it will be worth every cent.
You might actually survive this.
Speak for yourself. At least one person here won't come out of this alive. And that is my decision to make, Rayanne.
This isn't actually going to...
It's the only sensible thing for me to do. I don't have any other choice.
Rayanne, respect the man's damn pride and let him make the best decision we've heard from him this whole time.
Sailor boy, respect my damn pride after you dragged me all the way out here, and now I gotta go right back home having accomplished not a single fucking thing. Because don't you imagine for a second that I'm going to hang around and get chained up if I'm not getting a thing out of it. I don't want to hear it.
You heard what Ari said.
I did.
I could kiss you, man.
So that's my call. This is who I'm going to be. This is what I am. Now, let's work out how we're going to do this. Sounds like you're just going to head off and stroll on up. Have fun. We're not going yet. We've got a few more days. We all need to be on the same wavelength for this to work. If someone decides to take our plans into their own hands, we could lose everything. Is this more love and friendship and the power of talking thing? Spend 7 days sitting around the campfire singing la la la. Like maybe if you become better friends, you won't all be slaughtered.
I'd also quite like to know why we have to spend a whole week wallowing in limbo before we go out there. I thought we were trying to be the people who make things happen, not the people who do things at the last second.
People, it's planning. You do like planning. I do like planning. I'm not doing this until I have every confidence that everyone here is with me till the end.
I do like planning, he says, when he's gone on this whole trip with no solid plan for his revolution. Damn it, Arik.
It just takes one of you to take us all off the rails. You need to prove to me I can trust you. Meeting over. Off you go. Goes my time! Yay! I have to ask you something. It's going to cost you a lot, but I think you have to answer. Ari, darling, you're scaring me. Marion, it's time.
Ooh.
Interesting. What are you doing here? You've lost it, haven't you? You knew I needed to move. You knew I needed to be somewhere. You don't know that anymore, do you? I had to keep going. No matter what, I've had to keep going. I chipped away anything I didn't need. Anything holding me back. The less I was, the longer I lasted.
Do you remember anything else?
I remember you. And I know, I know I've been wronged. I can make it right if I keep going. But if I can't be what you need me to be, I can't be what I've meant to be, I can keep going for both of us.
That's all we get of Ghost Mom. That's really depressing. Ghost Mom, no. Well, I spend my day focused on our goals. Some of the others are a little less responsible. Or a little less desperate. Maybe more desperate. Marius spends the day scouring the caves for something. Evidence of the last visitors, maybe. Beneath one bed he finds a carved slab with a handle. And beneath that he uncovered a box of dusty aged bottles. Fine liqueurs for faraway lands. Far, far away lands and even further times. Because even Rahan... I can see why this stuff was so popular back home. Is it all that swish? Not in the least. Thoroughly unrefined. Numbs everything. Think of a number. 93. I have no clue. 7, 12, 502. I guess I had two choices all along. Come here, or stay there and forever be. He jiggles the bottle again. I thought you liked all that stuff. Or accepted it, at least. Do you like being able to read? No, it's just what you do. Until your sister disappears under mysterious circumstances, and the air of your hometown is thick with it. Unanswered questions, wandering imaginations. Never had a chance. I was too young to drink when I left. When did you become an adult? Generally, it's at 18. 25. 20-fucking-5. When I was 25, I was living in a forest with my face melting off my bones. Don't even think about starting your life till you're 25. But what the hell? Send little Rakan off to war. He's sad, and that'll make everyone angrier. That's so upsetting. That's really terrible that, like, you live in this kind of environment where everyone kind of feeds off each other's emotions, but that means that if you are, you know, making a commotion in that sense, then, like, you're not allowed. It's not okay to, like, feel things that'll affect everyone else. I'm just, like, so pissed on Rahan's behalf here. Poor guy. He's been through so much shit.
No one ever gets to be people. We're all symbols in the end.
I like to think of it as stories. 2 stories, maybe. And the story you tell yourself.
And the story they give you. There's a nostalgic turn of phrase. Not to my taste anymore. These days, it doesn't do much for my family. And being a symbol is worse. At least symbols last. At least. That's such rich bullshit.
No one's going to be thinking fondly of you in 100 years. You're meant to stick around until you stop mattering. Then you get lost. You can't have the same people bouncing around between minds for all of time. It doesn't leave any new space. You're a philosopher when you're drunk. I'm a philosopher when I don't have to listen to myself philosophizing. And how will you feel tomorrow when you have to relive my memory of this? Perhaps you should start drinking too. One of us has to stay functional, old man. Smart, kiddo. They're so cute. I love their relationships. I love all the relationships in this game. I can't sleep. I am not drunk. I guarantee. Oh, Marius. Remember the first time I ever got drunk? Maman and Pare were holding that important business dinner, and they filled my glass with champagne, mostly for the look of it. But it went down so easily. No. I was gone by then. You did tell me about it. It was a funny story. It would have been more fun if you were there. And I would have had more fun. And I would have more fun if you were there. But c'est la vie. Oh, don't. Dickhead. You've left me. I was always around. Hat. Hat, what are you doing? Time for Kitty to crash the stream. As always. Do a quick cat pet break. And get some water while I'm at it. The Fluffinator has arrived. Yes, she has. Yes, she has. I was always around. I was almost always around. No one at breakfast. No one in class. Single desk by the window. Trotted out alone for every guest. I couldn't do it, Mira. I didn't ask for it, and I couldn't. I couldn't do it. I tried. But I didn't sign up for any of that, Mira. I never wanted it, and I didn't ask for it, and Maman and Pare would never listen. Sorry, Maman and I ruined your life. It was you, you know. Sorry I ruined your life. No, I mean, that's what I signed up for. My own mama, Pare happy, tempting, sure. I wanted to be hugged by Anais so bad. I wanted to live with Mira more than any of that. Throw breakfast at her across the table. Hide in a cupboard when the maids were looking for us. Argue about whose turn it was to answer the door. Break something and blame her. See her break something and blame me. Do things because Mira didn't want to do them. Not do things because I knew Mira could handle them. Spend 10 years bouncing off each other as we worked out who we wanted to be. Why are they all so cute? All of these characters are adorable and I love them. Sounded like the perfect way to grow up good. Except I couldn't cut it. All I wanted was to be back out on the sea, and that was the one thing Pare made sure I couldn't do, in case I never came back. but I would have come back if you weren't leaving with me. I tried to live the life I needed. It didn't go great. And I tried to keep my sister. And I thought that was going okay. I thought. I always told myself you walked away and never wanted to come back. But I was wrong, wasn't I? You thought you were going somewhere. If this was an anime, they would be dying soon, at least one of them. Yeah, probably. How did you know? You were only a kid. You didn't know what you wanted. You're allowed to be unsure about things, Mira. But you can't insist that deep down everyone else is, too. That's not fair. And maybe you're not as unsure as you reassure yourself you are. I was always sure I wanted to look out for you. You did a good job of it. I'm grateful. Now I'm doing okay, yeah? Getting my shit sorted. No small thanks to Rick. You picked a good one when you picked him up. Well, there was a hole in my life, and he was the right size. Nearly. Filling a hole in my life, too. Do not go there, you. I know barely anything about what you two get up to entirely by design. He's good for you. How do you do it? It's not so hard. You crack your heart open, and you let who you can't be decide who you must be. So cute and wholesome! Oh my god. My head is killing me. It's gotta be mid-afternoon. The first morning I was really, truly hungover at home. Valentari left a glass of water and a bucket next to my bed, and then went out for the rest of the day. In a nice way. I was fine, just humiliated. What are they going to think if we manage to find them? Did they ever think I could be capable of this? I guess believing in me is meant to be their job. I suppose they'd be proud. Hey, you busy? Thinking. About everything? Anything in particular? You can ignore me if you want. I just want to talk. Or listen. I'm not going to ignore you, mate. It's kind of very nice to have the option of properly, seriously talking with someone who's not Murray. Are you about to get super real at me? Sheesh, I hope not. What were you thinking about? Alantari. What they'd do if they knew we... Oh. Can I... He sits down on the side of the bed. Hey, Marius. How about we do a little better than that? This is, going to be a less romantic conversation than you're imagining. I don't need it to be romantic. I just want to be comfy. Bear with me. You know, I was 8 when Barre told me he was marrying again. I'd seen Moray's mother before, but only at a distance. She would come stand at the balcony when we made deliveries to the house. She always looked so grand. Ray said it would be a trade. Everything I could dream of in a family and wealth and home and love. But we'd have to give up on the sea. Not forever. He supposed he was giving it up forever, but I was free to go back, when I was old enough. It was a big sacrifice for him, but he would have done more for me. He said he wouldn't marry her if I asked him not to. I came first. Didn't have much of a choice, did I? I was a good lad, and lonely, and I wanted him to be happy. So I tried to be grown up, and I said yes, and then, well, they introduced Murray and me, and I was all in. Win-win. Wouldn't leave her for the world. Sneaky of them, that. But, you know, I was raised to work, with my hands. With the salt and the sea and the breeze and the climbing and the shouting and the... When you want to leave, there's not much that can change your mind. You always wanted to leave, and you never did. I couldn't. My conscience wouldn't let me. Where could I have gone? Was he gonna say Marion just then? I think he's talking about Ghost Mom again. Oh, loads of things wouldn't let me leave. My damnation was having somewhere to go. When I was 11, or 12, I snuck out my window and went down to the dock. Spent a month sleeping beneath the pier, trying to wrangle my way onto a ship. Turned out they all knew Maman and Pare, and knew better than to take me away, no matter how I begged. Smart thing would have been to crawl home, and plead Pare to arrange me a stay on one of his galleons, to get the longing out of my bones. You can't blame yourself for knowing better 10 years later. You've grown up. I still haven't learned from it. All my problems could be fixed by crawling home and begging forgiveness, but here we are. We tell people I got kicked out of home because it sounds better. Makes me sound a bit more hardcore. Makes them sound ruthless. But I didn't. I ran away. They'd take me back any day. Pride's always been my sin, no matter how I resign myself to shame. The rest of it you know, more or less. Fell in with the wrong crowd. Got myself in trouble, over and over again. Went to some bad places. Found people to make it worth it. And then you got me on a ship. Arik Terryson, Murray's cute housebound friend. Oh, you're kind of like a miracle to me, right? Just wanted you to know that. You're kind of my miracle. But look, also, I don't want them to take me back. Not until I actually make it back. They'd take me either way, but I wouldn't. You've got Mal and Tari, and you made it all this way. I'm sure they'd be proud. Enjoy that, okay? Even if you never see them again. You should know that they're proud. Thanks, Marius. Barely any time to go now. All remnants of us are gone. Bedding and food back where we guessed they belonged. Stray pieces stacked away in stone niches. Rahan insists that we leave no trace after all this is over. Maybe he would have preferred to burn down the entire forest, and he's seizing his chance now. Petty. When you need to act, burn your safe places to the ground. Not for a second can you think we're allowed to come back. That's what gets you. Did your sister do that? Sometimes you make me wonder if we underestimate you lot. Marin got by on body language. The more vulnerable someone was, the better she was. I wonder if you could have chosen to take that path.
If you burn them, the smoke shall be horrendous.
Burning something that valuable does actual damage to the economy. I'm not an idiot.
There must be a non-destructive alternative. Chuck him off the balcony, right into the sea.
Some beach picker will lose their mind when those get washed up. They'll be trying to find the merchant shipwreck for weeks.
We really could leave them here. The last people to stay left things behind.
Yeah, trash.
I shall keep one. You were going to surrender naked?
Clothes on your back and that's it, sis. The Major's got better things to carry than your finery.
No, I have nothing better. Only heavier.
We steal one last night of revelry before the riot starts. Which is to say, some of us get extremely drunk, and some of us know better. I get drunk.
What do you think I'm gonna do next? Back to me and mine. Work and make it work. It did work. I can keep going. There's nothing wrong with what I've always been. And it's not like you've shown me anything new. I know what works.
Okay. Okay, my turn. I'd like to steal you away, if I could. This has been good, but let's do it without all them. As much as I like them. We could sail till the end of the world and loop around and come right back again without ever even turning. There's more than one way to make the world yours. I found my way, and then I found it again, and I'd like to show it to you, too.
I'm next. There's always a space that will need to be filled.
Your place is here.
I've seen things I've never seen before. Thought about things I've never had to before. I'm going to go home and see how I can fit all of that back in. See if I feel any different.
I'm getting what I need. I'm going to see Koda, to see right through him, and to know. After that, we'll see. And wherever I go, I'll carry all of you with me. You'll never get out of my head. Here's my toast. We might never understand the depths of all the wrongs that have happened here. The choices that have led the world here. There's so much we can't know. I'd like to remake the world. Not in any big ways. I want it to make sense. If you can make the world make sense, you make it yours. I want to see the story, and see our role in that story. So here's to the day that we understand. Oh man, I feel like she's just getting fainter and fainter. I can barely even see her now. Ari, my boy. What is it that you want? More than anything else, at this very moment. Want to stop? That's interesting. You know what? I'm gonna give that a save. I'll see this through. This is the closest to meaning your life will ever have. If I can give you one thing, let it be that. Let it be that. That you keep on going. One foot after the other. Each motion swinging into the next. Are you coming? Will I make it? I try to take hold of her wrist. There's so little of her left. Will I not? Please be there. Be there. Just a few more days, Marion. I promise. Never reconsider. Never look back. No time to think. No time to wonder. Whatever must be left behind. When you are standing there, staring him down, think of that for me. Keep on going, whatever it costs. Think of that, and wherever I am, I will be there still. He knew. Here's to you, Mom. God damn it. We're not even at the end yet. And this game is already trying to break me. Ugh. I'm like already tearing up and we haven't even gotten to the real shit. I mean, that was a pretty intense scene. I need a second. The actual ending is gonna destroy me. Hang on, do I have tissues? I have tissues. Okay. It takes a few hours of walking through the countryside before the city comes into sight. I stagger and trip on the path. There's more people out there than I've seen in my whole life. The landscape never turns into city. The city just slowly erupts out of the fields. The buildings get bigger and the space between gets smaller. And then the castle walls loom up, jagged and solid. Murray puts her hand on my shoulder and leans in. She pretends like she's trying to stabilize her aching leg, but she's holding me steady. Stand tall, country boy. Keep it together. Not much longer. Castle walls are fucking terrifying. I'm trapped between gratitude that I don't need to deal with them, and disbelief that I'm about to walk right in there and maybe... Breathe, Ari. Sometime soon, I'm going to walk right back out again. Breathe. castle grounds are encircled by star-shaped fortress walls, and those walls are surrounded by a sunken garden. There is vividly green grass and delicate flowers, little rock-lined pools and trees that overhang the walls. It's an invitation. An invitation will be going nowhere near. I unbuckle my sword and take it in both hands. He's actually gonna... Oh my god.
Keep it together.
Only one way to do this. Only one way to do this. Brienne can't stand still. Fists working like she's going to shred her own palms. Not like this. My name is Arik Terryson. I'm on the run from...
What was your name?
Arik Terryson. We're surrendered.
Someone report in.
The second guard sticks their head out of the guardhouse to stare at us, then vanishes between the walls.
I'm going to need you all to surrender your weapons.
You reckon? What's going on? Not for a moment, What do you think is going on? No.
You two are like some damn power couple.
More guards arrive as we unequip. They stand a safe distance away. Cautious, but there's only 4 of them, so they mustn't be too alarmed. Even with the Major looming and Rachan's ominous presence. We're not going to fight. We've surrendered.
I can't take this. Y'all, he's only speaking for himself. Hands behind your backs, please.
I can't. Another... Ryan, please. Please. It's just for now.
Huh. I wonder if this happened because of things that I specifically did on this route, or if it's because I'm on the, like, New Game Plus version. Because usually she does go rogue. How can you just...
Ryan, we need this. Ryan. This is the closest to meaning your life will ever have. I'm willing her to look closer, to see that this isn't as pathetic as she thinks it is. That this is a different battlefield, but it's the same war. That's it. That's all it takes. For a moment I imagine her protesting, lashing out. All the ways this could have gone wrong. But nothing goes wrong. Marion's words cut through.
Yeah, I guess it was Ghost Mom who made the difference.
No one says anything. No one does anything. And they take us inside.
Alright, what's gonna happen now?
We aren't put in cells, which is what I think we were expecting. We're left in an abandoned wing of the castle. The others, I think, were given free rein. I'm locked into a dusty old bedroom. I search for Marion all night, and she doesn't come.
No!
I'll see you there, she said. She'll be back, at least one last time. Marion? Please. I guess I did something wrong. Or maybe I did the only thing I could ever have done. There were wrongs down here that weren't on me, and aren't on me to fix. I'm sorry that maybe I never did right by you, Marion. I'm sorry that maybe I could have saved you, and I didn't. But whatever I have left of you, I'll take with me, okay? I'll do this alone if I have to. I can. I will. He's never really been alone, has he? He's had her with him his whole life. Can you give me a fraction of the strength you had when it was you? Guess you can't. I couldn't give that back to you. We're still doing this together. No matter what. With until it must be without. Yep. Like we always say. Wake up, Rick. You can't be alone and nightmaring the night away. That's too sad. Marius's voice comes in from the corridor. I lean against the door. You got me there, Marius. You got me there. I have to ask. Are you scared? When were you last scared? That's not too hard. Pick me instead, he says, grabbing my hand. When I'm all, Rayanne's the one for me. You know I wasn't trying to scare you. I was afraid for you. How bad do things need to get for me to look like a good option? Marius! Genuinely, I was scared for you, and look how that turned out. Your turn. You know something? You're the only person in the world I'd go back home for. If that's what you wanted. After all of this is done. Is that what you want? I try to avoid thinking about afters. I'm going to imagine that we see this through. What do we do next? We go sailing. That'd be nice. Maybe a smaller boat. Something we can handle on our own. And where do we go? Past the horizon was all I had. How far? Could we do Achelo? We could. Could we do? Have you heard of countries other than Eklo? None of the others ever seemed real. Well, you and me, we're gonna see the lot. Tell me about everywhere I've never heard of. I won't have any voice left by tomorrow. No one's expecting you to talk. Let me tell you about my town. We had a proper beach. Not a port, a beach. I walk one foot ahead of the other, each movement swinging into the next. Just like Mom told us. When they bring us before him, I don't move. I don't look up. push me to my knees while he speaks. How is this going to go differently? Are we going to get to bring Ghost Mom back to save the day? I don't know. There's a burning space in my head where Marion was. It keeps me warm. It keeps my bones moving. I don't even have to look at him. This is everything I ever was. I get to my feet and I still don't look up. He has no face. He has no name. He has no meaning next to us. He swings his sword and I catch it with the flat of my blade. None of this is real. Never reconsider. Never look back. No time to think. No time to wonder. Whatever must be left behind. When you are standing there, staring him down, think of that for me. Keep on going, whatever it costs. Someone behind me calls out. I don't know who. There's no one here besides him and me. His sword swings and is blocked by a hand. My hand, I think. Auric, there's no place for you in the world we're creating. There never was. There was never a place for your father, and you made yourself become that. For what, Kodot? The air is thick, and when I breathe in, it catches in my throat. Wet wood, blood. But I'm not bleeding, and he isn't yet. Acrid smoke, gunpowder. And above everything else, something's flowery and floating. Fresh, damp soil in my throat. My first thought was whether these are the scents that, like everyone else's scents, you know? From that time when we had to pick a scent. Because they just seem so random. They don't seem right, though. I'm not real. I can't be. I duck under a swing at my throat before his arm starts moving. I am what we need me to become. Auric, don't! You're losing! Stop! Ari can't survive this. Ari can't fight like this. Ari is eating himself alive. Ari won't win this battle. Ari won't win this battle because my eyes are scratching from the inside out. My skin fits wrong. Don't need to breathe. Don't need to think. Just need to... Too long. Too much. I get the space I need. Wipe my face. Where am I? Ah! He nicks my arm like he wants to check if I bleed. I don't. This isn't me. This body isn't. You're not. Don't you see, Kodot? You stopped. You had a job to do and a role to play, and you should have kept going until it was done. What in the hell are you talking about? I feel like this entire time, Auric has known so much more than he's let on to any of us, including me, the player. It's so easy for you, isn't it? You can't imagine people being... Nothing ever could stop you. I don't even know you, Auric Terryson. And I know. Nothing could ever stop either of you. Go on then. Stop me. Don't. This isn't what I wanted. This isn't what I had planned, but the task is before me. It's all I have left in me to do. There is a step to be taken before me. And there is me standing with one foot in the air, with nothing left but momentum. All that she was is momentum. The end. Oh shit, did we kill him? What the hell just happened? The end. Arik, are you back? Are you with us, buddy? All my strength deserts me in an instant. Everything hurts. My mind is... The whole world could fit in my head. I look back to Koda. His eyes stare blindly through mine. That's terrifying. It's yours, kid. They won't like it. You're gonna let them tell you no. That's what power means. What do I do with this? Something smart. Lou and I will stick around. We'll help. You're not getting rid of us as easily as he did. What were they like when they were my age? Dumb kids. Made some poor decisions. They were trying. Wanted the world. But she took a risk and it didn't work out. It was sad. Still is. But it happened and everything went to hell, and at least now we're making sure you get this right. Here's a warm-up for you. Probably doesn't feel like it now, but you were raised for this. They don't know that, though. So how do you want to spin this? Whew. Alright, we have the peasant's son fights for justice. The prodigal son returns to save his countries. Long-lost family history comes to light. He'll make something up. The hell does that mean? Oh, I don't know. The last one seemed more in tone with his plan so far, yeah. We'll make something up. You know what? I am curious about what they'll come up with if I pick that. That'll do. Well, they're waiting for you. And you can hardly screw the world up any worse. Here's to you. Oh, that's just the end. You know I've been trying to get you alone, mate. You've been avoiding me. Ryan. Oh, he's wearing it and everything. Nah, you've been hiding from me. All this time. What are you talking about? That display back there, my guy. A magnificent piece of work. You took him apart. You shredded him to bits. It was the best thing I've ever seen. You went fucking feral. Where were you keeping that? I'm not super happy with that ending, to be honest. I think it's gone now. I think it's used up. That just seems like such a sad ending for Marion. Like, she just uses up the last of her strength in one final act of violence, and then she's gone. Like, that's so sad for her. That this is how she gets used, you know? It just doesn't sit well with me. Oh. Pity. Well, Ari, I have to return home and correct some records. You can lose the hood for this conversation. Come on. Hiding your face is the only privacy you have. Growing up like I did. Maybe a few more playthroughs could help, yep. I suppose you know something about that. I'm sorry. This is one of those times where words fail me. They're so clumsy. I know you've been avoiding me. You can't blame me, can you? This is hard. All of it is hard. And then to put it into words. And you still need words. I think so. It's also hazy. I keep getting these killer headaches, but at the same time, my head feels so empty. It's fucking me up a bit. You're quite old to be dropped into this. I won't leave you to fend for yourself. That would be both cruel and ill-advised. Anna and I travel partway together. Then I take our cargo to Ahalau. When I have dealt with matters, I will come back. Give me time. That gives you time to sort out this whole war mess. A bit more than just the war mess. Can you get Ahalau to send over some political experts back with you? I'm not doing this a moment longer than I have to. And I've always thought that your whole elective council system is... you are going to be good for them. This isn't what I was expecting, Ari. Not for a moment. I don't know yet how I feel about it. Give me some time. But I do not believe, as far as I can tell, that I harbor you any ill will. Now, off I go. Wish me luck, and I will wish you the same. Watch your friends. and get ready. We'll be hard at work when I return. Duchess Murray Bellegarde! Don't mess with the staff, Murray.
Why have a title if I'm not going to use it? You knew that when you gave it to me.
I did know that. What is it?
Those documents you sent around. What's the process on them?
Well, first, everyone confirms for me that I haven't done anything completely stupid. And then the right people sign off. And then the whole concept of a lord is done. And we ask Akalau for help setting something else. Mel and Tari are going to oversee that complicated bit. And I think they've got it handled. But I want to know how it works. I want to get everything as right as I can before I hand it over. So what are your notes?
Most of my notes focus on your wording. People won't take you seriously. Oh, Marius wants some sort of guarantee that we'll keep a non-military navy for when the army's wound down. For, reasons of an exploratory nature, I think he tried to put it.
Duke Marius, Oh, you stop that. Rick, you have written here that we have to re-establish relationships with our old allies. If you want to do that, you're going to have to invest in way more money in ships.
Et voila.
Now, as for where you're going to get that money from, you work that out with Murray. She'll get you there. But you're going to have to put money into those relationships and into those ships. Sir, I'm not Yes, Major?
I asked you to remove a paragraph in your first draft. It has been put back in.
Which paragraph?
It is pretty to say that the war is over, but it is a lie to say nothing else. Before your people are returned home, more will die, more Akalar will die, times will be rough. Tell them there is hope to be had. Also, the finances don't add up.
Did Rayanne have anything to add? I feel like Rayanne does not need to be part of political conversations. I don't know if she has anything to contribute. Oh no, she does not give a single shit. I'm pretty sure she's not even in the building anymore. Right, team. We can make this work. We've made it this far. We can keep walking.
It will be all right if you feel relieved. It doesn't mean you're wrong.
Who is she talking to?
I'm saying it aloud for me.
I know. Thank you. I couldn't if you hadn't come. What was it like?
Like closing a door, and then 2 separate breaths out.
I want to take her home. Whatever she wanted, I don't think she meant to stay here. Ah, Aran. It would be ambition and devotion that caught you. So even Marion wasn't correct, was it? He stands like you did. Same shoulders. Oh, you're doing all of the work.
This is the easy part. Here.
Here. Let's get you home. Remember how back in the Summer Palace I said I wanted to steal you away? Somehow I don't think that's likely to happen anymore. Ah, there. I have a plan. Okay, come at me. Once you got everything stable, like in a couple of months, maybe you wouldn't manage a holiday, but no one can complain about a honeymoon. Rick, are you proposing? Wait, why is he Rick now? No! No! It's only been like 2 months. I'm not... No! I'm fake proposing. For our fake wedding. So we can have a fake honeymoon, which would be a real holiday. Marius! Oh, you absolute dork. You dumbass. You get me? Oh, sweetie. Did you have a fake ring? Actually. Does he? Oh, this boy. Are we gonna get to know more about you two? What the hell? Pour me another, Lou. Are you sure? There's a lot of people need drinking too. First round then. To our boy. Which one? What do you mean, which one? Which one? To Arik Terryson. Arik Terryson. Briefly may he reign, and better the world for it. With the people he has chosen to surround him. With the people he will choose to keep around him. May he keep the best counsel, and keep it always. We shouldn't give ourselves all the credit. But we must take some of it. You're around. To Koda. Was he the other boy? To everything we gave when we could, and everything he needed when we couldn't. To everyone we failed, trying not to fail him. So they were in cahoots with him the whole time, huh? To the months when he cradled Arik to sleep with promises of better worlds. To the boy standing in the doorway, saying he was in love, pleading for our help. Marion and Dari. To Marion. Too young. She would have grown. She deserved to. Oh, we all deserve to. She should have. She would have been good for all of us. And she was good for him, somehow. She never had time to be good for herself, There's the tragedy of it. To the girl who knew she mattered, and died not knowing she had. To Lee. Who's Lee? To Commander Lee. Wait, is... I heard that name before? Have we heard of a Lee before? Was that who the Major served under when she was in the army? I feel like it's vaguely familiar. What the hell is going on? I knew you two had all the answers. To the power she surrendered, and the power she stole from Adair, and everything she left to inherit it. Why am I getting more questions at this point in the game? It rings a bell, but I don't know which one. What? Guys, are you serious right now? Alright, well clearly I need to play this game 10 more times. We have made too many promises to dead mothers. No. Too many of the mothers we made promises to died. Whose mother is Lee, then? Who the hell? To change and all its terrors. And to rest. To rest. To seeing it through, and to finishing it. And to leaving it finished. I'm tired, Lou. I know. We'll still be here when he's done. Whew. Man, what a game. What an ending. I got like a couple of vague answers, but also even more questions. I feel like if we really want to get answers, we have to get Koda alive somehow. We have to be able... The screen's changed! Arik isn't just holding the sword sadly anymore. He's participating in the conversation. That's so cute! But yeah, I think... What the heck did I do wrong? Was it because I killed those guards at the very beginning? Like, do I have to be, like, full pacifist in order to leave him alive? Is it possible to leave him alive? Maybe it's not possible. I don't know. But I feel like the only way to get answers is to get them out of Koda. To be honest, I'm really, like, unsatisfied with this ending. I don't like Koda getting just killed like that. I mean, it was kind of badass, but like, I don't know, it just felt like, Arik gave up his agency in that moment. Like, we have been doing like a peaceful route, and for the most part I've been, you know, Arik's been like, oh, we need to talk to him, we need to get answers out of him. So the fact that he just like, kind of goes into his like superpower trance and just kills him just feels really unsatisfying for that. And the fact that that uses up the last remaining bits of Marion is just so awful for her too. Like, that's not how I want her to go. I would want her to go, you know, leaving something good and, like, being able to say goodbye properly. And so for her to just kind of burn out in that blaze of glory is cool and all, but it's also just really sad. This game makes me sad. So yeah, I definitely want to try to go for an ending where we keep Koda alive. I think that might be my next priority with this game. Alright, so what answers did we actually get? I think they didn't spell out completely that, you know, that, Arik is Marion and Koda's son, but I think they implied it very heavily. That, yeah, I think theories have been confirmed. I think it also pretty much confirmed that, you know, Malantari were helping him. Yeah, let's see. We still don't know exactly what his motive was, which, you know, I think we won't know until we get it out of him by keeping him alive. Yeah. And now I'm wondering who this Lee person is. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for mentions of that name. Because I'm pretty sure it's been mentioned before, vaguely. Whew. Wow. That was something. And Marion and Rakan never got to interact, which upsets me so much. Like, I do think he figured it out by the end, well, he figured out the connection between her and Arik, but, like, did he ever know that her ghost was, like, in his head? I think he did figure that out by the end, too. But by then it was too late. Man. This ending is unsatisfying. We gotta try again. Yeah, I don't know. What else is there to figure out? There's so much shit going on. This game makes me confused also, yeah. Yeah. It's so intriguing, though. Like, it just has me so enthralled. Like, I need to know the answers. Will any ending be satisfying enough? They leave so much open to interpretation. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm fine with that to some extent. Like, I'm satisfied with the amount that they answered, you know, the stuff about, you know, Arik's parentage and whatnot. Like, that's something that was also, like, not explicitly spelled out, but, like, people have talked about it in a way that you're like, okay, yeah, you can put the pieces together. It's like, I don't need them to lay out every single piece of the puzzle, but I need them to put enough that I can be like, that I can put them together, you know? And I do think there's more. And I suspect that the way you get more is by leaving Koda alive. And my only hypothesis is that the way to leave Koda alive is to just try to do the most pacifist route you can, probably. Although there's also the sneaky route, which usually has, like,
a conversation with Kodab before you start trying to kill each other. So the thing was that, like, at the beginning of their fight, Arik, like, wasn't even looking at him or acknowledging him. Maybe if he, like, had a chance to talk to him before that, it would have gone differently. I mean, we could try to load that up and try it now, but I feel like it's kind of late in the day. That would take a while. Oh, man, this game just makes my brain itch. I need to know. I love its little, like, tantalizing tidbits, even if I sometimes, like, start screaming about them, because it's right there, but it's also not. And just the writing in this game does tend to be kind of, super vague and, like, ambiguous. Like, even when they are explaining things, a lot of the time they'll explain things in just really indirect terms. So that can be frustrating, but it is also, like, tantalizing. Like, I hear something and I'm like, I feel like I should be able to put that together, but I just can't. And I just need to keep poking at it. It's a fun game. I mean, and then obviously the character relationships are super duper adorable. So there's definitely more than enough to keep me entertained. So yeah, I guess we'll end that here for today. Man, that was really cool. That was definitely different than the previous endings we've gotten, which is interesting. And I find it kind of funny how Arik's just like, okay, I'm the leader now, but my goal is to be the Lord for as little time as humanly possible. Anyway, we'll be back for more of this game next Tuesday then, and trying to get more answers. Thank you for the stream. This was confusingly fun. Yeah, that's the thing about this game. It's confusingly fun. And it makes you think. Like, it's really just captured my imagination. It's one of those things that just keeps rotating in my brain, even when I'm off stream. I'm not sure I ever actually mentioned my theory about what I think Kodab's motive is, which I think is that he is also trying to dismantle the monarchy. So Radio, you probably don't have this context, but the crown supposedly is literally magic. Like, it only will accept someone of the, like, appropriate bloodline. So I think what Kodab was trying to do was end the bloodline so that there couldn't be another lord. Which is, like, a really shitty way of going about it. Like, you have Arik coming in and just being like, okay, we're gonna be a democracy now. Like, you could just do that. But no. Yeah, I suspect that that's what he was trying to do. And given that Mal and Tari were apparently working with him, I think he basically gave Arik to them and was like, hey, you get this kid out of here and make sure he just grows up with a normal life and stays out of the way. Because no one can know that there's actually an heir. And that's why in other routes, even in this route, like when Arik comes to confront him, Kodab is immediately determined to kill him. Like, even if he doesn't seem happy about it, he just kind of seems resigned to it, but he's just like, well, he has to die. So I suspect that's why. Anyway, that's my theory. But I would really like to hear the truth from the man himself. So yeah. Oh man. What a fascinating game. Anyway, this kind of outro rambling has gone on long enough. We're gonna call the stream here. I hope you guys are enjoying this game. I don't know how long I'm gonna end up doing this playthrough. I don't know how many more times we're gonna have to go through this game. I don't know if people are getting sick of seeing it by now, but
I'm gonna keep going until I'm satisfied. And who knows how long that'll take. So yeah, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. EST, we'll be back for more of this game. I guess I'm gonna try to do a super pacifist run. I don't know if I'll try to like romance Murray or what, but yeah, that's the plan. Have a good rest of your day. I hope you guys are enjoying this game as much as I am. See you later. Bye.